masters at reading our body language, whether it's something as simple as a facial gesture.
Hey, Bob Carr here for another episode of the Bob Carr Show. And joining us today is Mr. Jim from K9. And Mr. Jim, you got your hands full there.
I do. I do, Bob. Thanks for having me, brother.
So tell us a little bit about your pup.
So this is Coda. Coda is a 9-month-old German Shepherd. Coda's starting a boot camp with me next week. So I wanted to bring him today. It's really easy, as you know, to bring my own dog, who is completely trained. But want to give you an idea of a dog prior to training.
Absolutely.
Prior to a lot of training, his owners have taken a big interest in training and have done a lot of work with him. But at the end of the day, he's still 9 months old. And I think the biggest thing people miss out on training is making their dog learn to just sit and wait. Dog's life is waiting. You got to wait to eat. You got to wait to go outside. You got to wait to play. So giving the dog the opportunity to just sit and wait while I have a conversation with you is a huge opportunity for training.
Who's more impatient, the dog right now or the owner when they're trying to train?
The owner. The owner.
Is it really?
Yeah. You know, Bob, with anything in this world, it's I want it and I want it now.
So the dog's really not that impatient?
No, he's not. He's not. Not this particular, and dogs in general. You know, people come in all the time and they see a trained dog and it's okay, I want that. Not understanding the level of work and the amount of time that's been put into that dog to get to that point.
Sure, a lot of training's going into it.
Yes, sir.
But you make it look simple, so I think some people think they can do that. They don't have your skill.
Well, I appreciate that. I've been at this a long time, as you know, almost 30 years. So much of dog training is body language. Dogs are masters at reading our body language, whether it's something as simple as a facial gesture to how we move our body. That's, you know, dogs communicate. They don't communicate vocally much, you know, barking, yes, whining, yes, but typical conversations between dog is done between body language. So when we learn to communicate in a way that they understand clearly, it just makes things so much easier. So
what's something that you can tell us or share with us, if you can, that you're going to be working with this dog in the boot camp? With
this particular dog, it's a little bit of everything. Obviously, obedience, learning to wait. You know, again, that's a big part. Any organization can teach you how to teach your dog to sit and down and in the basic
stuff.
commands. Yes, it's teaching the dog and the owner, when you do give the dog a command, if the dog doesn't execute that command, why? Once you can answer that question, okay, why didn't he do it? Then how do I deal with that situation? So, for example, there's 4 reasons why a dog would disobey a command: fear, ignorance, choice, and distraction. So throughout my day when I'm working with these dogs, I give the dog a command. If he does not execute that command, I go through my head real quick. Okay, is he afraid? Is he ignorant to what I'm asking? Is he choosing not to? Or is he distracted? So like right now, it's clearly choice. He knows what is expected of him at this point, but he chose to get off.
Okay, but let me stop you here. Mm-hmm. So you say he chooses, so he knows ahead of time he should be up on the box.
Correct. Correct.
How do you know that?
Because I have spent time teaching him.
Okay.
So I can eliminate, he's not afraid. I can eliminate the ignorance aspect because I've taught him this is place.
Okay. Okay. So he clearly knows that.
Yes, correct.
From your prior work. Okay.
Correct.
So what are you going to do in the boot camp though? I cut you off rudely. Tell us more about what you're going to be doing.
So we're going to touch on a few things. We're going to start a foundation for personal protection and home protection, family protection, as well as continuing with his obedience and also introducing him to some nose work. So yeah, he's going to have a full plate as far as, you know, what he's going to be looking at.
So he'll be working.
Absolutely.
The dogs love to work. That's one thing you taught me over the years.
Well, 100 years ago, you got to remember, Bob, it was expensive to have a dog. So, well, I mean, it still is expensive, but, you know, we have more expendable money nowadays.
Right.
But, you know, 100 years ago, if the dog wasn't contributing to the household in some way, there was no point of having him. So the dog had a job. And if that job was simply protecting the house, it was a job.
I gotcha.
But, you know, between ranching, herding dogs, hunting dogs, you know, yeah, they want to work, man. They want to work.
Jim, I appreciate you coming in.
Bob, always
stopping
a pleasure,
by today,
my friend.
And bringing your 9-month-old shepherd in. And that's going to be a great story. We have to do a follow-up on this guy here in a couple months.
Have a
bring him back in.
talking.
And Again, Jim, thanks for coming by today. This wraps up another episode of the Bob Carr Show, and we'll see you next week on another episode.